Hey guys, what's up? It's NihonTiger, and welcome back to another episode of my NihonTechnical kind of building stuff here. And appropriately enough, our little tip says I have a suggestion, because in fact I do. I'm sorry, Lorca, I'm not trying to steal your thunder. But I actually do have a suggestion here, and it's for B-dubs once again. I have come up with something possibly to use for your Mindcrack cave that you've been working on. Now this might be a little better closer to the surface, but I saw your tower that you're building in the woods, and I kind of got a little bit inspired by it to do something really cool that would also have a little bit of usefulness for you, since you're in the mine and you're mining and whatnot. So hopefully the suggestion I've come up with here, which is a smokestack and a smelting room, and the smokestack will actually belch smoke and flame and whatnot when the smelting room is in use. So hopefully that will be of use to you, and in fact I will show you right now some of the redstone work that goes into it, and that's about it really. So take it away, B. Alright, so we're here at my build world, and the basic idea here is we have two problems to solve. One, we have to get our little block to ignite and then turn off, and then we have to also take care of the furnaces and make sure that they activate like a blood switch when we have something in the furnace that's smelting. So, to do that, and as I call up my materials here, to do that first part, to actually get the flame to go on and off, one of the things I know is when you move a block that's on fire with a piston, it goes on and off, and I think that's a lot easier for us to do than to try and put a second dispenser up top here that will have water in it. I tried, but the torch stack is a little confusing and it's not really compact. This is much more compact. So here's what I came up with for the actual flame part. And here I've just got a dispenser up top with a flint and steel in it. You will need to replace this every once in a while, or you can just drop like a couple flint and steel in here, and you'll be good to go for quite some time. Very easy, cheap to make them. So, as you can guess, dispenser with flint and steel in it produces fire, and the piston here is what we're going to use to toggle it on and off. So, I've come up with a torch stack here that simultaneously will turn on the dispenser when this is on, and this will also power. This won't power the piston because it's already off, but when it's it'll be on as well. So these will both be on at the same time, and the piston won't move. But when this turns off, nothing happens, and when this turns off, this torch, the piston will very quickly retract and then come back up because of this torch right here powering that piston. So just to show you how to do it, and I've got this set up to have an inverter here so that this can be off, the default how it will be. So this is how it looks off, no flame on top. And when I come here, and actually let me back this up a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Alright, let me just do this. Alright, the lever there. Now when I turn this on, you'll see back there, oh, you saw that the dispenser activated, flame came out and lit the nether rack on fire. So it's on fire, and you can see that the piston, the piston and the torch stack are both in the extended and on positions. So when I invert the power on that, so this is what it'll be like when it's off. Watch the piston real quick. There you can see it pulses and very quickly goes out, goes back to its neutral position, and the fire is out. So that takes care of that. Really quick, easy, simple way to do it. I just have a torch stack going up like this, and a repeater going into this block, so this will power this block, and it turns off this torch. Line goes back here to the inverter, and then the inverter is obviously triggered on and off by the signal coming in. So again, real quick, I'll demonstrate. torch on, light goes on, torch off, piston pulses real quick, and everything's back to normal. So that takes care of this part, and that's the easiest part right here. Now as for the furnace, that one took me a little bit harder, but a little bit longer, and it was a bit harder, excuse me, got that backwards. But with the redstone comparator that came in 1.5 to replace the buzz switch, it actually is to our benefit here, because what it will do, and I'll show you around the backside here. This looks like a mess. It's not really as much of a mess as it seems. Basically what I've done is I've figured out a way to hook up a redstone comparator to each furnace except for 2 of them. And I'll explain that in a second here. It's very simple to explain. But you have 12 furnaces here, and 10 of them are active. The 2 that aren't are this one here and this one here. I could not get them to fit with a comparator just based on space dimensions. So unfortunately only 10 of the 12 furnaces in this design work. But the good news is you probably won't have enough stuff where you'll just be using these 2 furnaces. You'll probably want to use these 6 in here for small stuff, and then when you have big stuff you can use all 12, and they'll all, any of these 10 other ones will burn properly, and they will set off the redstone comparator. And the way that works actually is I've got this light set up here just as a signal indicator, and each of these comparators will turn on when anything is placed in the inventory. So for example, I can place this oak sapling here, and you can see the light goes on, or I can place it up here and the light remains on. So as long as there's something in the inventory here, I don't know if it works for smelting. Real quick, let me see. I'll throw a door in there too. Oh, it didn't smelt. But so let me try something real quick here. As long as there's something in that inventory, it will stay on. So I want to see if I can. Yep, charcoal. Just give me a charcoal real quick. I want to see if. So yeah, as long as this furnace, I think, is on and active. Yep, see, it stays on. And if I take out the gold, then the light goes off. So even though this furnace is burning something, because there's no inventory in it, it won't stay on. So again, real quick here, just to show you, grab an oak sapling out of here, but put that in there, and that indicates to the comparator there's something in the furnace, so it sends out a signal. The signal then goes into a repeater, which will amplify the signal. This is very important because the signal that's going to come from the furnace more times than not is going to be very weak, so you want to get this amplified as quickly as possible. And then here I just have a bunch of repeaters set facing outward from the furnaces to keep from signal interference. And then this goes all the way back here, and it connects, and actually it lights all of this up except for back here. And as you can see, the signal strength does kind of falter, so what I did was I amplified it here with another repeater, and this is actually the line that you'll probably want to use out, just because you can have it here, you can have it here, just have it connect, but just as long as there's some kind of signal strength going to the repeater, so it amplifies out. And I put a couple repeaters here just to get to the light, which you can see, and then when everything's out, the signal goes away, the light goes out. So very quick, very easy. So what do you say we take this and hook it up to that, and I'll show you very quickly here how everything looks when it's complete. So let me go like that, break that, so we don't have the light anymore. And of course you won't need to use the repeaters here. I just set this up to give you an idea of signal strength. And also, I built this kind of far out compared to here. When we go to the world and we build it, this will be a lot closer to that, so you won't need nearly as much redstone. This is just for demonstration purposes. And where did I put my There's my oak sapling. Okay, got my sapling back. So let's go here, and why don't we... Actually, I'll tell you what, I will put a delay on this because I want to be able to show you how it works. So I'll put a 4-tick delay on all these repeaters here. So that should give me more than enough time to kind of poke my head out and show you that it does work. So here we go. Big test here. I haven't really tested this too much. Fingers crossed that this will work properly. Oak sapling into the furnace. And there goes the signal, and there we go. Beautiful. Alright, so now we're going to take that out, and the same thing should go in reverse. Very quickly. Oh! It already went out. So let me try it again here with this one. There you go. There's the light. And take that out. There you go. See? Everything works as it should. So we're going to head back to our real world example here and actually construct this, because there's a bit more superficial work that we have to do on the outside to actually build our smokestack. But I will be right back with that. Okay, so here we are. This is our kind of our finished smelting room. Very roughly designed. I put some lights up here, and I'll show you what I did with that in a minute. But I just got some chests here, crafting table, and your furnaces are right over here. So let's put our oak sapling in here. There you go. And see the lights come on when something's in the furnace. And let's go out and check. Now I did notice something as well. If you're building this in a snow biome, please be careful of the fact that if snow gets on the block when it's off, it will not turn on. Not set on fire, so you'll have to clean that out. And you can see there is your fire. And so here's just a basic smokestack I've designed real quick here. You can see it's just kind of a basic vertical smokestack, and then back here, which I didn't plug up, are the actual mechanics of it all. There's a line that goes back there that takes care of the lights, and now it's I'll plug that. So there you can see how it will look on the outside when it's complete, and this is all kind of encased in the ground, so your smokestack can go anywhere. You just have to run the wire out to it. And I just built this little deck up here just to give us a nice little observational platform so we could see everything. Now let's go back down, and we'll remove our sapling, and that will show off that this should turn off. So our sapling's in the middle one. Take that out. Lights go out. You come over here, go up again real quick. And we should get up top here, and our flame is out. No more smoke coming out of the smokestack. And what I've done here is, here's your dispenser, and these three are just ornamentally placed furnaces that have been placed to the outside so you can't see the actual furnace opening. So the idea here is it kind of makes it all look the same. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much the guts of it. So hopefully this has kind of at least been a little bit of an inspiration to someone out there. I don't know who. I don't know if a B-dubs or someone else will find some inspiration for something to do in their cave with it. But yeah, you could run this in your cave. You could run a smelting room just anywhere you want, any design you want, using this furnace layout and the redstone layout that I've devised. And then you just have to run a single torch stack, redstone torch stack, all the way up here, and make the mechanism the same way I had it. And you too can have your own little smokestack with a fire and smoke coming out of it. So if you like that, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm happy to take any suggestions as well for how to make it better. Obviously the redstone is very, very basic, very rudimentary. I'm not a redstone whiz by any sense of the word, so I'll take any advice that I can get quite happily, and I know the smokestack isn't too pretty, but I didn't want it to be made of wood or anything that would burn. So I decided to go with a rather cheap, as far as building block costs, look here. Hopefully it's good enough for someone to use, because I sure spent a couple hours working on it. But as always, thanks for watching. Good luck, good mining, have fun, and I'll see you guys next time.